We have been taught to fear the void, but the silence between the raindrops is where deeper thinking often begins. Modern life has not simply filled our empty spaces. It has trained us to panic whenever those spaces appear. True boredom is not the enemy of intelligence. It is the pressure chamber where scattered thoughts start becoming structure. In today's world, silence feels almost abnormal because every device around us is designed to notice, measure, interrupt, or recommend. The watch checks the body, the phone checks attention, the feed checks desire, and the next ping keeps the nervous system waiting. This creates a mind that is constantly reacting, but rarely settling into the slower architecture required for hard problems. The deeper cost of constant input is not just distraction, it is the rising noise floor beneath every unfinished thought. Streaming platforms exploit reward prediction by offering relief before discomfort has time to become useful. Every swipe teaches the brain that the answer to restlessness is novelty, not reflection. But biological downtime is not wasted time. It is one of the conditions that allows memory, emotion, and planning to reorganize. Reactive thinking answers what is in front of you. Architectural thinking rearranges the whole room. That second mode begins when external demands loosen and the brain turns toward its own internal landscape. Researchers call part of this internal system the default mode network, a set of regions linked with self-reflection, memory, and future simulation. The default mode network becomes more relevant when the mind stops performing for the outside world and starts integrating its own material. In that quiet drift, the brain can connect a forgotten conversation, a half-formed idea, and a current problem without asking permission. It runs small simulations below the surface, testing futures, rehearsing choices, and revisiting questions you thought you had left behind. This is autobiographical planning, the brain using the story of your past to sketch possible solutions for what comes next. True boredom begins when the mind wants a distraction, but no artificial rescue is available. At first, it feels like failure because the nervous system has learned to confuse stimulation with progress. The mind complains, searches, negotiates, and reaches for any doorway out of the empty room. But deliberate stagnation is powerful because it keeps the door closed long enough for deeper associations to wake up. When the usual novelty stream is removed, the search does not disappear, it turns inward. The subconscious begins sorting fragments that digital noise kept separating. A phrase from a book touches a problem at work. An old memory explains a current fear, and a failed idea becomes useful again. From the outside, nothing appears to be happening. Inside, the mind is converting emptiness into hidden computation. As the pressure to force an answer softens, the prefrontal grip can relax, and looser associations become easier to notice. This is the incubation phase. The answer is not being chased directly, but the conditions for the answer are being built. Low stimulation rhythmic movement can strengthen this effect because the body is occupied while the mind remains free. Walking, washing dishes, sweeping, folding laundry, or staring at rain can become cognitive workbenches in disguise. Many high-output thinkers protect repetitive, boring rituals because they understand that insight often arrives after control lets go. The modern polymath does not only collect more input, they defend the intervals where input is digested into original structure. To use boredom well, you have to design for it instead of waiting for silence to appear by accident. Build physical dead zones, a chair with no phone, a walking route with no audio, and a morning window before messages enter the nervous system. This is not a mystical dopamine fast. It is a practical reset of expectation, attention, and reward-seeking behavior. The goal is not to eliminate dopamine, but to stop training the mind to demand constant reward before thinking can deepen. Start with 10 minutes of no input, then 20, then one daily task performed without background stimulation. At first, it will feel inefficient. That is the addiction to input talking. Stay longer, and the silence begins to sharpen into creative sovereignty. In an age that profits from interruption, uninterrupted thought becomes a radical advantage. Boredom is not a void to be filled. It is the secret switch that lets hidden problem solving come back online.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this effort, please like, share and subscribe. It helps support more thoughtful videos like this.